All right, we're standing here right now with Dan Smith from LG in front of a couple of the screens that he's going to tell us about in a little bit here the first morning of InfoComm, Orlando, Florida. Dan, thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to start off, first of all, LG, very, very common consumer name, but also I want you to talk a little bit about some of the professional things and the consumer and kind of how they go back and forth. So could you give us a little bit of a rundown behind LG?
Absolutely, thank you. Our theme at the InfoComm 2011 is the breadth of the products. Now, our products that we're showing here at the booth and we're talking about for 2011 is anything from 23-inch to 72-inch. We, of course, have the LCD products, but we also carry plasma products. We have a unique combination of both technologies, and what's really coming up in the professional market this year is LED backlit. Yep. So at this show, we're also showing LED backlit products and also new video wall products that are LED backlit.
Oh, great. So there's quite a few options here for anybody who's looking for a different type of project. Now, you brought up something earlier before we were talking, right before the interview, about how a lot of people adopt digital signage specifically and how they're doing it in the wrong way. Could you elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, what we find in looking at the MPD data is that almost 90% of the market for public screens is a consumer panel that's been deployed. So it's not a professional panel. So now, of course, here at the show, we're displaying our latest technology and ruggedized professional panels, but what we also bring to market in our breadth of solution is consumer panels and also commercial light panels, which are an adopted LCD screen or a PDP screen from our consumer division, where we had a 2-year commercial warranty, front panel lockouts so the public cannot come up and turn them on or off, and also RS-232 controls.
Okay. Could you elaborate on what those controls are?
So the RS-232 control allows you to operate the panel remotely. Okay. So that you don't have to have someone up here with a remote control adjusting the panel or turning it on and off each day.
Well, that works out really well, especially if you're controlling everything from a centralized location. Any other announcements from this week at InfoComm?
Well, I think we've talked a lot over the past year about our EZSign initiative, which we have a Premier and Elite version. But what's unique and new at the show is our EZSign solution. So again, if you go back and look at the market, a lot of the market is still using consumer panels. We work very hard to educate the consumers on why they need to move to a professional panel, but there's still an enormous amount of business out there in the consumer space. So we've taken our commercial light panel and we've adopted it into digital signage into our product, which we call EZSign. It is a commercial light panel, a piece of software, and a player that's built into the panel. It's not designed to be networked. It's designed for maybe a bar, a restaurant, a doctor's office, a waiting room, where someone wants to run digital signage, but they don't want to invest in the software, they don't want to hook it onto the network. And the thing is, it's only about 10 or 15% more expensive than a consumer panel. So the investment level is very reasonable. The adoption rate in terms of technology and understanding of how to run it, extremely simple.
Well, it certainly is aptly named. Dan, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Good luck with the rest of the show.